Simon was living a happy and wealthy life with his parents. His father was a businessman. He had an elder brother who worked alongside the father in business. Being the youngest, Simon was the apple of his mother's eye. He was fond of getting special benefits from parents, especially from his mother. His mother was always ready to fulfill his demands, even if they were over the fence. Simon had some fair weather friends. Almost every other day after college, they used to hang around and spend money like anything. However, his father and elder brother constantly kept on advising him to be responsible and not to be a spendthrift. One day, he got furious and asked his father to give him his share from the property. Father was shocked to hear this. He tried his best to make him understand not to take such a big step. So did the mother and elder brother, but he didn't listen. Unfortunately, his stubbornness left his father with no other option but to give Simon his share from the property. Simon was over the moon as he was about to live the life of freedom and luxury he had painted in his mind. He was so thrilled, as if he was under the influence of a strong drug that left him numb, unable to feel the pain of his mother, who loved him more than anything. He left the home and went on to live on his own terms. His boon companions were waiting for him with open arms. The saying, "Old habits die hard," never looked as appropriate as now, because Simon and his friends kept on being spendthrifts. But alas, no one can hide from the truth, and the truth is, time never remains the same. Simon and his friends were big spenders, and money cannot stay for long with the big spenders. Finally, the day approached when Simon's habit of free spending left him penniless. When his friends started realizing that Simon has run out of money, they left him one by one. Nobody stood with him at this hour of trouble. In a blink of an eye, everything turned the opposite of what Simon hoped for. Just like a curious, his waxed wings were burned, and he miserably fell on the ground. He started facing the harsh realities of life. No food, no shelter, no comfy bed. And all he had to wear were torn clothes. In short, he lost everything and ended up standing on a road with empty hands. One day, he stopped by a small cafe and in anguish requested the owner to give him a job. The owner asked him to wash the utensils and serve tea to the customers, and in return he will get food. Simon's agony and suffering was reflected in his eyes. As they say, eyes are the windows to the soul. One of the customers at the cafe was able to get a glimpse of the misery Simon was going through. As Simon served him tea, the customer asked Simon to sit. The man started asking his name and education. The man interrupted him and asked for the reason why he was working on a cafe when he could actually live a better life. Simon nodded his head in distress and said, "Sir, I am doomed to see this day. I am the architect of my own destruction. I disobeyed my parents. I could not manage to be a good son. I have become the victim of my own greed. Greed for money. And see, it has led me to this miserable pit. Even my friends left me." Simon burst into tears while telling, "I once lived my life like a prince, but now look at me. I'm living like insects." The customer, or let's call him the Good Samaritan, urged Simon to go back to his parents and ask for forgiveness. Simon said, "How can I go back to them? I badly disappointed them. I broke their heart. I made them sad." The Good Samaritan comforted him and said, "Surely your father will be angry with you, but believe me, he must be waiting for you to come back." We all make mistakes, but prudent is the one who tries to fix the mistakes. So trust me and try it. The man went away, leaving Simon with a hope. Simon thought very deeply. He gathered some courage and finally he decided to go to his father's home. The guards at the gate did not recognize him. They were perplexed when he told them his name. One of the guards ran inside the house and told Simon's father, "Sir, your son Simon came. Should I send him in?" Father didn't believe what the guard said and asked again, "Who has come?" The guard again told, "So, your younger son Simon." Leaving everything behind, father rushed towards the gate. He hugged his son, kissed him, and cried a lot. Father said while crying, "I was so afraid. I thought that life would never give me a chance to see you again." Father brought Simon inside and he screamed happily. "Call the family." In an uproarious voice, the father said, "Everyone look here, who has come?" Simon was completely remorseful and apologized from his family for his disobedience and said, "Life gave me what I deserved. I have learned my lesson very well." To Father, Simon said, "Father, you were right. My stubbornness ruined my life. I'm sorry. Please forgive me." Father raised his hand and praised God that his lost son has returned to him. Now Simon lives a life of a dutiful son, helping alongside his father and brother. No matter how bad decisions we make, there is always a way we can return back, only if we have the desire to see that way.